What's going on, guys? I'm here in Miami Dolphins Stadium for the Gary Vaynerchuk event. This thing has been off the hook. We've got our team here recording it. We actually ended up getting a private 30-minute session with Gary where we got to ask him anything that we wanted. My man Tom Ferry is here. He's actually giving the closing keynote right now. Ryan from $1 Million Listing was here. We brought almost 100 of our Curaytor clients, and we're going to let you hear the advice Gary gave us privately about how to grow your business. Welcome to Curayted from Miami.
It's the port of Miami.
Right here in Miami, in Fort Lauderdale. Yes, so we have an amazing opportunity for you. If you literally just give the advice of how you got here, what you learned, if you shared your thoughts, if you do not understand that you were a media company, then you will not be as successful as you are today in a decade. And I know not one of you has gone all in. For all the Carlos and Sebastian and a bunch of personalities here, I'm watching what you guys are doing. I'm consuming the shit out of you.
We're the first crew. There's like 80 more coming.
Oh,
They're coming.
there?
Yeah, maybe like 60 more. I don't know.
Okay, no worries.
My favorite thing. Check.
There we go.
Cool. So my favorite thing you've ever said of all the cool quips and quotes is about legacy being greater than currency. Yes. And I think that our community understands strategy and patience, but then we also watch your team and watch what you guys do, and then we feel real inferior. So you may put 28 Instagram stories up in one day, while I also know you're playing this really long game.
It's macro patience, but it's micro speed. I'm real patient in years. I'm frantic as fuck in days. You'd be stunned how much more you can stretch your rubber band, and it won't come at your health or your time with your friends and family. Just go to the fucking bagel store and say who's the owner, say hello, and then literally ask if you can interview him on a camera for 3 minutes about why he's enjoyed being in Baskin Ridge for 13 years and what's changed since he first opened, and put that on Facebook. It's local content. Like, you can only show your open house so much. You can only tell them in your fucking suit how good you are so many times. Like, there's so much to talk about. I will always say this, I've been saying this for a decade in this space: become the mayor or the local newspaper of your world. You're overthinking what to put out. I want you to put everything out. Do you understand?
Yeah, I have a problem overthinking. That's good you said.
Everybody has a problem overthinking, and the people that think the least go the fastest and win the most. Can somebody please make a 2-minute video of the pothole on the main street that everybody fucking hates? Do you know how many homes you will sell if you do that? Like, you all know these funny little things about your towns, your areas where you sell. Like, if you're a real estate agent and every one of your photos is about an open house listing, you've lost. And by the way, a lot of people do that. Like, you've lost. I'm just trying to drill down your head that you're a media company. Until you understand that, nothing else matters.
Meanwhile, it's not about the most viewed, because that takes tons of work to get there. If you want to copy somebody's ideas or get to where they're at, go to their YouTube channel, look at their first few. Go to their first video, their second video, look at the views there. Look at the production quality. Look at how bad it was. And those people were basically willing to push through terrible production, right? Like Gary says, it's not about the lights. It's about the content. So I think it's a great tip. Don't look at people's most viewed stuff. Look at people's first few things, and that's a better indicator of where you should start.
So today we have a panel about the relationship business and how we handle that in the digital world. How do you make connections when you base it on relationships, but we have to connect on a social level?
At VaynerMedia, we have a little trick. Whenever we want to feel good about the content that we're creating, we go back and we watch Wine Library TV episode 1. And we're like, this, guys, we can do better than this. And look at where he is now. So the tactics, it works.
Yeah, I used to think that you could, just spend a lot of time on something. Like, one of the things you said on our prep call that I never forgot was, you said, what is perfect? And I'm sitting there thinking, I can't think of anything, and I'm very egocentric. And I couldn't think of anything that was perfect in life. So your video will never be, you don't, like we had a private chat with Gary a little earlier. You guys, you don't need permission and you don't need perfection to execute. You just got permission at the conference, and all the people having the most success are saying all their shit used to suck.
If anything, I think perfection is poison, right? Like nobody wants to see an absolutely perfect life, a perfect neighborhood. Oh, it's wonderful. They want to fall in love with something that is quirky, is cool, is, you know, that they have a genuine affinity for, that matches their personality. They're not looking for perfection.
We were talking about this, Lindsay, about documenting, and Gary talks a ton about it. I've done it here while I've been here, doing Insta stories, just documenting what I'm doing. What do you think about that strategy, and what can you share with the group here about some Instagram tips as well when you're doing the stories and reaching the people you want to find?
So a philosophy we have at Vayner Talent and Vayner Media is always document over create. Meaning you're already doing interesting things. You don't have to sit there and worry about what you should create. It's about documenting. It's about capturing that. And so if you're at the local farmer's market, you should be capturing that content. Share it on your Instagram stories. It doesn't have to be super polished.
Like, what could we, during our day, document that could be interesting and help our businesses grow?
I mean, I show a lot of who I am, and I show a lot of just personal stuff, I guess. And I feel like we get hung up on that. We get hung up on, well, what do I document, or when do I document? And I feel like a lot of times it's the mental monkeys that get in the way, but it's very awkward. You have to be good with being uncomfortable. I gotta tell you what, if you wait until you feel like it, you're not gonna do it. And if you do it, you're gonna do it and you'll stop. Because see, your feelings are fleeting, right? It doesn't stay the same. So you just decide, commit, decide, do.
I was just going to say one thing about Instagram stories, because I think that is the new news feed. One thing I don't think people really understand is it's 100% opt-in. If you get 200 views or 300 views or 5,000 views of your story, they all wanted to see it. It's the only place that's like that. The ad that I'm the most excited about in the world right now is the swipe up ad on Instagram stories. And the cool thing about it is it's incredibly hard to create, so no one will do it. There's a lot of friction compared to boosting a post, compared to promoting a tweet. But what we're finding is that, if Gary's got massive traction on Instagram stories and everybody's getting addicted to them, your ad can be the story after Gary's stories end. And you can target those ads using all of Facebook's ad targeting parameters because they own Instagram. So I want to see you guys using stories organically. But I just know from experience, working with clients, working with people, they want clicks, they want leads, they want views.
And what we're seeing have a ton of success right now is swipe up from Instagram by letting people know they're going live on YouTube. Swipe up to see what I'm doing on YouTube right now. Then you're turning everybody over to YouTube where you're giving a tour of a house, right? An exclusive premiere look at something that is fresh off, the market they've never been seen before. And then all of a sudden, after that, you save it as a video on YouTube. So if anybody ever goes to search that zip code or tours of houses on YouTube, YouTube is the #2 search engine in the world, right? Behind Google.
Yeah.
So your content better be up there when someone's searching for things that you're selling. And all of a sudden you go from Instagram, a story, swipe up, a live, you're interacting and engaging with people, to a saved video that's stored forever on the #2 search engine in the world.
Well, you guys put out a graphic that I thought was so helpful for me. If you go to Gary Vee's blog, it's like it looks like a champagne glass, because if you don't have that pillar content and show at the top, you don't get the micro content, you don't get the IG post, you don't get the quotes. So if you don't have that top champagne glass, the rest are going to be empty. And that one is sometimes the most work. But then when I saw in that visual, yeah. I'm like, shit, if I put that 10-minute show per week out, and then that starts to cascade into a dozen, one thing that I think you guys have to remember, Daily V, I love it. I watch it a lot. I look at the view count. Daily V might get 50,000, maybe 80,000 range. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think that's pretty close. A 17-second clip from fucking Daily V on Instagram gets 3 million views. But the problem is you can't just go make the clip. That's what people I think are trying to do. You make the show, you pull the clip from there. So it's hard for our team to understand, hey, the whole video on YouTube gets the least views. gotta read it. But like, here's the thing, dude. I built a following around me, and I turned it into a business. Gary built a following around him, and he turned it into a business. It's hard to give a brand a personality. I've met a couple people, and that works for me. Katie Lance, I used to work with it in News. There's a few people out there that can use social and do this shit as a brand and be really good, but it's so rare. And most brands are like not that interesting, so like, people don't want to follow. There's stuff you're gonna have to do. You have to have a site and a blog, you have to have a fucking Facebook page, you have to have a Twitter, you know what I mean? So it's just sort of like, you gotta do all that stuff. So I can't understand how a company at a minimum at this, juncture wouldn't at least like do the basics.
Yeah. We knew there would be so many great ideas during Gary's event that we actually decided to get our clients together afterwards in a social setting to do a brain dump and talk through the ideas that we liked the most. Then, the next morning, we actually got a private conference room to start executing. If you don't actually go back and do the ideas you learn at events like this, they're actually worthless.
So I wanted us to get together today to go deeper and to start doing, and then have a little bit of a tentative agenda. So what I wanted to do to start is I want to know what you guys want to discuss.
Well, so here's the gap, I think, where we are and what where this conference tells us where we need to be is, so we've done the Facebooking, so we've done the cabbing, we know how to do Canva and all of that, but then it's the video shit that really is frustrating for me because it's so much more powerful. But like, I don't have a video person on my team, and like to do that and send it to Fiverr and get it back in a couple of days, like it's just like, how are we going to bridge the gap on?
Hold on a second though, real quick. There's people you can send it to that will do it for $5 in a couple days.
Right. Okay.
It's mindset sometimes.
Yeah. Okay. You're right.
One thing I would say, my takeaway at this conference, that watching Gary's team, you see rapid fire from them publicly, but they're actually patient behind the scenes. You can share the picture you just took with me and you, or you could go back tonight and enhance it a little bit and think a little deeper about the caption and write a couple hundred words under it, and let's see which one does better. You see what I'm saying? Versus just like, Chris is here. So let's talk about a couple things that you mentioned. Facebook Live for listings, because that came up a lot. So the idea was simple. Go to the front of the neighborhood so that the neighborhood sign is in the video. Choose that as the thumbnail of the Facebook Live, and then talk about the homes that sold in the neighborhood in the last week or month or whatever that may be. So the original idea is get all the solds, go in front of the sign, do it once a month. Then in the real world, it's boring as fuck to watch. Do you see what I'm saying? Go back, you guys saw them all. I'm like, why is this dude in the park where the kids are playing? This one's getting creepy. I did think that a couple times. But the point is, what's the minimal version of that? It doesn't even need to be a live video. It's just a fucking picture of the entrance with a call to action link to a landing page. You can't let the number of viewers impact your performance. Who's gonna watch it later? You know what I mean? The recording late, like, crush the performance, edit it later. But Facebook Live is not gonna be for everyone. So if you wanna get a couple hundred likes, 1,000 likes per Instagram post, just boost it from your phone in the app. You can target in there. You can't get real advanced, but just target your city, everybody, $10, $20. Start seeing what that reach gets you. Start seeing what the profile view gets you. Like when we do our Instagram ads, we're not even trying to drive people to the website because that's not what people want to do on Instagram. We actually choose the option that says, get more profile visits. Like we spent more on Instagram in 1 month than we spent in like 13, 14 months prior. And what I've learned is that when you commit to it, hundreds of dollars a month, thousands of dollars a month, then you learn that shit. When you're just kind of dicking around and it's like, oh, I got a new YouTube video, let me get some extra views, you don't care if it works or not because it's not actually something you're putting a lot into. So we said, you know what?
we're going to put a shitload of money into Instagram and YouTube this year, because if we do, we won't do it poorly. John will start listening to webinars about YouTube ads and we'll become experts on it. And here's my thing. For me personally, if we never get a lead from a video, I don't care. How many of you guys bought Curaytor because you saw a video of ours? You watched the water cooler. Like, you see what I'm saying, man? I don't need the videos to get me clicks. The videos are getting me in your brain. So that I'm not big on all the video. Like, that's why I said yesterday, run the ad on Facebook, get the video views. But let the video be a video. And then go back and build a new audience that watched half of it and then landing page their ass.